So these are single leg sit to stands. They're training the single leg squat or the pistol squat. To get a really good single leg squat, really enables you to be more injury proofed for running, sprinting activities, just stronger legs in general, stronger knees, rehabbing backs, hips, all sorts of things. So we want to get good at this pattern here. So the higher the chair, the easier this is. And as you get stronger, you want to make the chair lower and lower, okay? Or choose a different chair. So when we go to sit, if the legs are out, we can't sit up. We've got to use a lot of momentum and it's hard to get up. So the first thing we do when we go to stand is just automatically, we bring the feet in, then you can easily stand up, okay? So we do that first. So we pull the feet into where you feel it would be easy to stand up. So if I want to train my right leg, for example, I'm going to stand up first. I'm going to put all the weight into my right leg and I'm going to bend my knee. I'm going to sit back like I'm parking my backside on the chair because I literally am. Then as I come forward, I bend from here. The impulse is through the head, so I go up through the head, press through the foot, back down. So the main thing is you're really controlling especially the descent, keep it slow, gradual touch, lean forward, press through the foot, up through the head. So as we're getting this motion going, especially as we sit back, it gets the glute working really well, the quad and the hemi, this leg staying off the ground. We're looking to do 4 sets, 10 to 20 reps, and you can load this, you can put some weight in your hands, or you can make a lower chair like I mentioned before. And from the side here, so I'm pulling the feet in, coming up. So I'm keeping my hips really controlled here. So I'm not turning my hip, so I'm not sitting back in my hip like this. As I do this, I'm keeping my hips square for now. Square hips, and the knees stays in line with my big toe. And for some people it feels better to have it in line with the second toe. The knee will usually want to cave in like this as the pelvis collapses some direction. So I want pelvis to stay square, knee in line with that toe so there's not much wobble, if at all. When you do any kind of squat work, relax the foot. A foot that gets tense like this, it's not talking to the ground, so actually you lose your balance way faster. So you relax your foot, and we want the pressure in the tripod. So the heel of the heel, knuckle of the big toe, knuckle of the little toe. So that tripod pressure has the weight the whole time. Some common errors with the single leg squat is just not bringing the feet in far enough. So you've really got to lean forward too much or sit your backside back too much. So pull the feet in. The body rounds, so the back rounds this way, then the person goes to stand up this way, and then when they go down, they're bending their spine, they're looking down at their feet. It actually makes it way harder to do the exercise. So we want to be a straight spine, elongated, so arrow spine, like an arrow through your back from top of your head into your tailbone. So that arrow spine is always there. Another error is falling. So just falling into the chair, using momentum to help you get back up. We want to go slow, just touch up again so it's under control, so we get a really good strengthening effect going on. The back arching, so before you go to stand up, the back arches like this through the lower back. That's a hip flexor pattern, so it's not a good pattern to have. So you want that straight spine, where it's a neutral spine, not rounded, not arched. Just straight here. So we don't want to be arching the back and then trying to get up. It actually makes it way harder and can predispose to more pain in your knee. From the side, the knee stays in line with your big toe. The second toe feels better for some people. So we don't want the knee as you come up. We don't want the knee caving in like this, that kind of motion. So we want minimal knee motion staying in line with the toes. We don't want the body ducking out like this. The pelvis sticking out, that means there's a weakness in the glute. We don't want this sort of thing too, where the torso is going over the pelvis. We want the head, shoulders, waist, hips, all stacked over the foot. So you're moving like a machine this way. Another really big error with single leg squats and any squatting pattern is the overuse of the knee and not enough movement in the hip here. What that'll look like as you sink, the hip doesn't go back, so the hip goes down. See how the knee's going forward? Then at a certain point, the hip will have to go back. But what it means is that the glute hasn't engaged early enough. The quad has got all the pressure, the knee has all the pressure, which is, for a lot of people, is the reason why they have knee pain, because there's such a dominance in the quad. So what we want, as soon as you go to bend, the hip bends first, or straight away. The knee will just do what it needs to do. So the hip goes back first. That's super important. So once you have a good single leg squatting pattern, from the sit to stance, we're going into a lower height here. That's how we progress it. Same thing, pull the feet back, leaning forward, straight spine. So we're not rounding, we're not arching the back. Pushing through the tripod of the foot, come forward, push, slowly come down, lean, push. So we can play with the heel being on the floor, so most of the work's done in this leg here. And gradually we want to lift that leg off too. From here we can do a single leg squat with the use of a pole or a door jamb or a stick. So sticking the leg out, exact same movement pattern, going down as far as you can go, push back up. So I'm using some use of the arm here. And eventually you want to get where there's no use of the arm. You can grab the foot if you have the flexibility. Another way of progressing single leg squats is the use of a Kung Fu stance called empty stance. Using a light power band or a TheraBand. You're popping that under your foot. There's a lift, sense of lift with the arms, sense of push down a little bit with the foot. And we're aiming to keep this position sync, so the tripod of your foot's taking all the weight, using all the mechanics we've just been working with, gradually working to the bottom,